G'day folks, it's been about 6 months since we first introduced our new Ford Ranger project to you. We thought it's about time we show you what's been going on with it since then. Just to refresh you, we bought this car as an ex-demo model. It had 6,000 Ks on it. It's a Ranger Sport V6 and it suits our purposes perfectly because we're going to kit it up with some of the best gear we can get our hands on. To start things off, we fitted a TJM Ventura bar to the front of the car. Now I know a lot of people don't like loopless bars, but we really think the loopless Ventura suits the style of the Ranger. In the bar we've got the TJM Torque 9,500 pound winch with underbody protection and little LED cube lights in here taking place of the fog lamps. TJM also supplied the side steps for the car. They're proper rock slider type side steps which are much more sturdy than the factory plastic ones. On the bar we've got Narva's new EX2 LED driving lights. We've got the 7 and 9 inch versions and they're really bright. We're really happy with the performance of them. The trick thing with these new lights is they're made to work without an additional harness or relays. All that's built into the light itself. You just run a pickup back to your high beam and power, that's all you need. Really clever technology, works really well. Most importantly, one of the first things we were keen to get on this thing was some decent tyres. Well, we went back to our friends at Maxxis once again. We had the Maxxis Razor mud terrains on our old PX Ranger and we went straight back to them again for this new car. They suit it perfectly, we've even gone with the same size. It's a 285 70/17. The tyres sit really well on the fuel ripple wheels, all black and stealth-like. One of the biggest additions to this car, and was a key part of the project from the start, is the trig point canopy. Now this is a full tub replacement canopy, takes up the back of the car, mounts straight onto the chassis, not onto a tray. Aluminium construction, beautifully made. It's going to be perfectly set up for all your touring needs, with camping, travelling, all that sort of stuff. Up on top of the car, we've fitted a pair of Roller's new Titan Tray Mark IIIs. Now the Mark III is the latest evolution of the Titan trays. They're a thicker, heavier duty looking tray. They've got some really clever options on there for mounting accessories on them. We can't wait to put some accessories up there and show you how those things work. The front rack is mounted using the Roller ridge mount system, but when you go a little bit further back, we've got another one fitted up on top of the trig point canopy, and we use some custom brackets to mount to the standard trig point rails. Let's swing the car around so you can give you a better look at what's in the back there. Typical Melbourne weather, the time it took to move the car around, it starts raining. Let's have a look inside here, get me out of the rain too. We'd like to be getting an awning up on this sometime, which will be even better for protecting us from the weather. But no, this suffices very well at first. The fit and finish and everything on this trig point canopy is world class. We're so happy with it. Just all the details, the way things are finished off. The little bump red around the back there, the touch lights inside here, just the way everything's done is so spot on. And they really worked with us as well to fit out how we wanted and work with our suppliers. First thing we've got in here is a fridge slide. It's an MSA power slide. Works just like a normal MSA slider. You pull it out like that once you've unlocked it. Then it's all motorised. Drops down real easy, slides down and out, and then it's just easy enough to open up the fridge. The fridge itself is a Dometic CFX3. It's a 45 litre unit. It's big enough to carry all your stuff for your regular camping trips. It's a fridge freezer, goes down to minus 30 degrees to keep your meat frozen if you need to do that, or just your drinks cold for camping. Really good unit. Dometic stuff is really well made, so perfect for our usage here. Once you've got your gear out of the fridge or putting stuff back in it, it's very easy. Just hit the lock button and it motorises back up. Some people might think that's a bit of a wussy thing to do, but other people aren't as tall as me, and the fridge can get quite heavy, so think about them, it makes it really easy for them. Behind the fridge, up on the headboard of the canopy, we've got a projector 12 volt system. Now this is a big system. The heart of this system is a 3000 watt inverter charger. It allows 180 amp charging into the system to charge the big 200 amp LB200 HD projector battery. Is massive, and this can really keep us going for a few days out in camp. It's got a DC-DC charger for charging when your car is running off the alternator, a solar input charger, everything you need to keep the thing charged up and running no matter what you're using, whether it's the car, 240 volt or solar power. This thing will keep you powered. All the stuff is fitted on a new product from Projector. It's their power boards, which they do all the hard work for you. Mounting all the hardware, all the products you want on the power board itself. So once you get it, it's almost plug and play. You just got to wire it in. For us, we send it all to the guys at Trig Point and they fit it all up for us. It's really a set and forget sort of system. You don't have to worry about it once it's all on and operating. But up here, you've got a little monitor system which shows you the charge of the battery, how much is in it, how much has been drawn out of it, input and output, how much percentage worth you got left. So that's all you really need to check every now and then. Yeah, getting back to the canopy itself, really nice fittings on here so it all moulds into the body of the vehicle really nicely. The flared wheel arches accommodate our 285 tyres. We've got to put some flares on the front of the car yet because they do poke out a little bit. Out of the back here, you've got a little toolbox on each side, holds down, they're lockable to keep things secure. Inside here, we've got a hose kit. Now that hose kit, that goes with the water tank, which is an optional extra on the Trig Point canopy. Got our fittings here. One is for filling and one is for taking water out. There's an electric water pump in here, switch on the back. It gives you water pressure, you can wash things off, you can fill up your bucket, you can draw water out of a creek. It's a really clever system. 50 litre water tank up the front underneath the canopy. We've got a new product from Trig Point which hasn't been in the canopies in the past. That's a trundle drawer going under the back. It's not the biggest of trundle drawers, but it's enough to throw some recovery gear in here, stuff you can access easily whenever you need to. It's got a couple of detents in there so you can lock it in wherever you need to. It's not going to slide in and out when you don't want it to. And it's also hooked up to the central locking. Like the doors on each side and the trundle drawer hooked up to the central locking. Very clever, well set up design. Spare tyre on the back of course. And a fold down ladder, quite easy to use. Access anything on the roof, do your photography, whatever you need to do up here. Yeah, one more thing which shows the attention to detail the guys at Trig Point. You know, the Ranger's got so many sensors and cameras and radars and stuff in them. They've relocated theirs down in behind here on either side of the canopy. They're normally in the tail lights of a standard Ranger ute. So it relocated down there so everything works. All the bliss system, the cameras, the lane detection, all that stuff works perfectly. There's no problems at all. We've still got quite a few things to fit on this car. It's not over yet. MSA mirrors to go on the doors. MSA are still working on their product for the next gen Ranger, and they've once again got to work with all the technology to work with those bliss sensors, cameras in there as well. They've got to work out. We've got a Heyman Reese X bar going on the back, which has recovery points on it as well as your tow hitch. Retains the car's 3,500 kilo towing capacity. Accessories to go on the roof racks, probably put some solar up there to keep those batteries going. Max Tracks will go up on the roof racks on top of the cabin itself. Max Tracks recovery kit will go inside the canopy. And we've got suspension to go in the car yet. Now you might notice this car's sitting a bit nose down as it is, because once we put the canopy on it on the standard Ford suspension, it really sagged down in the back. It was sitting on the bump stops. And this isn't a real heavy canopy. We threw some springs under it just to get it drivable again until Tough Dog's ready to get the suspension done. We'll drive it up to Sydney, corner weight the whole car, get everything set up perfectly to how the car is weighted. As I mentioned, we've got flares to go on the front wheel arches. They came from EGR, who are the factory Ford suppliers for these. If you buy your flares from Ford, they're EGR flares. We got them straight from EGR. I'll fit them up in the next couple of days before the boys in blue start noticing the poke on the tyres. Inside, we haven't done anything with the car internally. We've got a little switch panel in there for our driving lights, which came from Pirate Camp. And we've got some 3D TrueFit 3D floor mats, which we put in all our test cars, and they're just so handy. Protect the carpets, pull them out easily, scrub them off, hose them off, whatever you need to do, and put them back in. Some of the best things you can put in any car. It's been a really exciting project working with these companies so far as we got all the accessories onto the car. We can't wait to get the car finished and out on the tracks, take it out to the places that we love to go.